You've got it, the it, that natural release and timing and rhythm that goes with it. You can see it very evident there. And this is a close-up look of your release. Oops, let's bring it down instead up. There we go. Again, you can see how cleanly the ball gets off your hand. You go from a broken down position to a strong position, and then you unload it.
I was so tired.
Done?
With a nice smooth rotation on the ball. It's start to finish very consistent going down the lane. That's ideal for today's lane conditions. Now your ball track is, kind of unique in the fact that you're basically kind of a full roller, but you're very unique with your release. But we didn't attempt to change that, and I really don't have a desire to change that too much. It's hard to deny that nice roll there, and that certainly is a nice roll. We got a good change of direction, so we got a good ball driller in Mr. Dixon, so you've got good advice there available to you at all times, but not much to worry about there. And some side views. Yeah, let's get a front view. As a matter of fact, let's get front view early. And clean that up.
I know you've never played the ball before.
Now, again, some of the things that we see, I mean, this view and the the side view is a real good avenue to pick on you and show some things that we might want to change. And this spot right here, this is the load up position. You got one step to go, ball's at the top of the swing, and you want to really focus on keeping the head steady through here. And right in through here, we want to get the shoulders quiet and be a little more specific about where the follow through goes and how long it travels and all those kinds of things and how hard you come down with it. That's an advanced level skill that there's no reason for you not to think about doing, because you're trying to get better, and that's going to be one of the things that is going to get you there is control of speed, control of angle, and an amount of hit that the ball actually incurs by you. How big of a message are you going to send that ball? A big one, a medium, or a little one? And that's going to be dependent on the environment. But one of the things you and I discussed and agreed to really focus on change was to keep this head steady so that it doesn't do too much movement. Like right there, you see half your head gets out of the hole. You want to keep it in the hole. And as a look, as somebody that does it extremely well, this guy does it beautifully. And again, you can see he's got lots of effort. He throws the ball 19 miles an hour through here, where you're at 16 and a half. Now again, he's a guy and he's a lot stronger than you, but this is the same move I'd like to see you try to incorporate pieces of. And some of those pieces are going to be the head, number one, and then the shoulders during release, number two. See how quiet his shoulders get during release, as opposed to yours have a tendency to move, and your whole body is moving instead of just the arm and the leg, like you see Chris doing right here. When you see his release, the only thing moving is this arm and this leg. And speaking of that leg, that's the other part of the change that we tried to incorporate with you, and that is keeping that foot on the floor. And obviously you've got a rise or a lift motion, and your follow through is part of that, and you're lifting up together with that, and that's an energy that isn't otherwise being applied to the ball. So the ball's not getting as good a signal as it could be from you because you've got energy going in other places that could be directed towards the sphere or the bowling ball itself. And again, that's one of the things that makes Chris so awesome. Okay, back foot on the floor, then straight knee is not a necessity, but certainly underneath us, and use it for stability. There's a nice base right there. You can see a nice foundation that the rest of the body sits on top of, and yours is suspect just because of up in the air, and that obviously has a change in how your upper body is going to be affected by the shot as well. So that's where we saw some of it. We're going to get a side view of you here. And let's see if I've got, there we go. Okay, and again, we're seeing a couple of the walls I put up there. Number one is the shoulder wall right there. So your head and your toe are in line with each other, and it's almost like you're chasing yourself through here. And then the upper body gets a message from the lower body right there, that move right there, and that energy is going right up through the spine and right over the top, and then it transfers into shoulder turn, and you release, and your elbow has a tendency to flare on you from time to time. You lose balance from time to time, like right here, trying to find the floor. Don't have to go find the floor if it doesn't leave it. And then your upper body won't have to chase and get out of position as well, and especially during the release portion of which is the most important part of the game, is right here. This is the most important spot, and you can see your shoulders are turning, and your head is starting to go into a different position. Your shoulders have turned, and now your lower body is now affecting your upper body, and look at that, you're all the way through the wall. Okay, and again, the best in the world manage that a little bit better. Again, we'll just stick with Chris since we started with him. Again, he's got a lot of those same attributes. Ball's at the top of the swing. He's loaded up. He's going to really push off with that foot right there. You can see he's got a big move right there. But when he finishes, he's stacked. Head, shoulders, knee, foot. Okay? And his arm is high to his head. His long arm. And when he delivers a shot, there's only two things moving. This arm and that leg. Everything else is nice and quiet. Those shoulders don't rotate at all right through there, do they? Even that arm is totally stationary during this move. The only thing moving is this leg, and it's staying underneath him and on the floor. And then this arm goes straight in front of his face because that's the position that his head is in relationship to his arm. Okay, so after we talked about all that, we made a couple of shots, and specifically this one is the one I want to really get on because it really does a good job of, you do an excellent job right through here of managing your lower body, keeping it close to the floor, still a little bit through the wall.
All right.
See you, Daniel.
What's your next turn?
But during the release, right in through here, and the ball's away right now, so you're in pretty good shape right through here. Not as good as what I'd like for you to be. I want you to try to eventually get in that position there and just get this leg underneath you just a little bit tighter. Close this gap a little bit and get that leg to come up underneath you and keep those hips low to the knee. See how they elevate through the finish. Versus before the release. So you can see a nice, there's a couple of inches, at least 2 or 3 right in through there that you can still do a better job of managing that. But all in all, long arm, hand above the head, elbows facing the sticks right there. Almost no flying elbow at all, and better balance is an end result. Look at you posting the shot. There you go. The leg does get underneath you. So
Do they know that?
we know that when we saw that, we really, really liked it. And I don't know if I got a front view of that or not. Let's see if we can come up with a front
Do
view.
they let you get a ball up or something occasionally? What do they think about that?
Yeah, they were all side views, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what that looks like.
Well, he probably had a cocktail when I told him.
Yeah, still rising. See, look at a big bend out through the front. So this is the shot. This is the one you want to see and adjust off of from here on out. This is the new you.
See, the thing about
And we did talk about visuals and what to look at and how to establish angles using your eyes to focus. And I want you to get used to seeing the shot prior to the shot. You know, give yourself a mental picture of the ball going down the lane to your break point and hitting the pocket, and then make the shot. But you want to see it first. Tiger Woods is one of the best in the world at it, and he totally visualizes the shot right from the setup to the takeaway to the downswing to the hands making contact with the club head on the golf ball, and you know, and around the trees and over the lake and whatever his obstacles may be. And you know, we've got to do a lot of those things as well, and visualization is very, very important to a successful sporting event. Let's see, you look good there. I mean, everything looks good. It looks rhythmic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We worked a little bit on rhythm, trying to come up with a little bit more of a hesitation in between 3 and 4, and quickening the pace at 2, 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which is, you know, it's old school, but certainly works. But you got a very contemporary game, and again, the contemporary footwork is a little more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of a mentality, trying to be a little quicker at the end to again accelerate the arm swing through the shot and pick up ball speed. And you were on your catch reports. Don't forget your catch reports.
Oh, hell yeah, that one is getting framed. In fact, I'm going to put my name over there.
Well, you're going to have to get your own sheet. Ron wants to steal your catch report, but your velocity, release velocity is, you know, about as consistent as anybody I've ever seen. I don't know. I can't imagine anybody doing it much better. You were .35 on one of them. I'm pretty sure. So, you know, within 0.3 of a mile an hour, if something that's traveling at 16.5. But I would like to see you put a little range in there and give yourself another 0.5 mile an hour upon command, and maybe another 0.5 mile an hour on that eventually upon demand. And again, your legs are going to be the resource for that, and that rhythm that I was talking about before, 3, 4, or 4, 5 actually in your case, the end 2 steps, 4 and 5, and this is where all the changes that are going to take place. They're going to happen right in through here, and that's when you load up and say, okay, here's what I plan to do here. Here's my intention, and I use that word a lot. What is my intention? I'm intentionally trying to throw it at this speed in this location with this angle to that spot on the arrows at that spot at the break point, and that eventually leads me to the pocket. But our job as a bowler is to figure out where the break point is, and then what ball and what angle do I have to put in my hand, and where do I need to locate my body at an angle to make that ball get to the pocket from that spot. And if it's too much, then I need a different ball, and that was one of the things we saw there at the very end. We went from the whirlwind on 11 and 12 and even 9 and 10, and then when we moved to 5 and 6, the pair was drier, and we went to the Black Widow with a different layout and less flare, less back end, and we found the pocket again. And of course, we want to really work on your mental game. And you know, you can, with all this ability, and Lord knows you've got lots of it, it still requires you to believe it. So right in here, you got to get it in your head that this is all good stuff here, that you know how to play this game, and that you are competitive, that just because Craig Hansen or Andrew Koff or whoever it might be that you think is better than you, I got cash reports that says otherwise. I've got all kinds of indications that I've tried to give you today that indicate that they don't have anything on you except maybe some of that confidence that it's got to come from you. It's got to come from your heart. And then it goes into the brain, and then it goes into the rest of your body, and it says, okay, I can pull this off, and I can compete. And you can. There's no doubt in my mind. And you still got another year of high school available to you, which means I have at least a little bit more of an opportunity to influence you, I hope. And I hope you give me another opportunity to do so. It was really a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to doing it again in the future. And if you do, don't wait too long. All right. See you later.